It's a NewsNation economy alert. The U.S. added over 370,000 jobs in June, with unemployment remaining at 3.6%. That is a 50-year low. Now, the markets had a mixed reaction to the news, with the Dow and S&P closing down, but the NASDAQ did finish up. NewsNation business contributor Lydia Moynihan will be joining us to offer some context. But first, let's go to NewsNation correspondent Marky Martin with what these numbers mean for people like you and me. Marky.
Hey, Nicole. Yeah, hiring is robust. As you just mentioned, according to today's newly released jobs report, employers just added north of 370,000 jobs last month. And now the country is very close to regaining all 22 million jobs lost during the pandemic. The Labor Department releasing strong employment figures on Friday. 372,000 jobs were added last month. The most notable hiring gains seen in industries like leisure, hospitality, and healthcare. And for the fourth month in a row, the unemployment rate held steady at 3.6%.
If you are someone that's out there that is unemployed, you're seeking a job, or if you want to switch jobs, you will be able to find a job.
Kristen Myers, editor-in-chief of The Balance, says today's report was a sigh of relief. Average hourly pay even rose by 10 cents.
The reason this month's jobs report is so important is because right now the Federal Reserve is trying to fight inflation. That is their big task right now. And fighting inflation impacts all of us.
Back in May, Americans watched consumer prices rise to a 40-year high. But not just on big staples like gas and groceries. For example, haircut prices are up more than 6% from last year, the largest annual increase for haircuts since the 1980s. This weekend, postage stamps will see a 2-cent increase to 60 cents, a 200% spike from the 80s. And during hard times, pay attention to niche buying trends. Historically, sales have plummeted for men's underwear when people are penny pinching, while lipstick sales have gone on the rise as a form of affordable escapism during times of recession. And Nicole, in regards to a recession, Myers tells me today's jobs report does soothe her fears, but it doesn't evaporate them entirely. She said, if anything, today's numbers might just push back or delay the start date of a recession if and when one does finally hit. Nicole.
Yeah, could be possibly delaying the inevitable. We'll see. Marky, thank you. Well, again, despite news of layoffs and looming economic uncertainty, job growth in June is hotter than expected. The U.S. adding 372,000 jobs, far above the 250,000 mark. Now, here to offer more context to today's report, NewsNation business contributor Lydia Moynihan. Lydia, thank you so much for joining us today. Now, based on these numbers, it looks like the private sector has officially rebounded to those pre-pandemic levels of staffing, but everywhere you go, it really seems like businesses are short-staffed. So why is there that disconnect?
Yeah, the discrepancy is because the labor force participation rate has actually shrunk pretty dramatically during the pandemic. There's been lots of talk about this sort of so-called great resignation, where people are leaving the workforce en masse. So you have, parents who maybe decide they want a lifestyle change, they want to stay home with their kids. You have a lot of people who just decided to retire early. And you also have a lot of people who maybe would have immigrated into the U.S. And weren't able to during the pandemic. So a lot of those folks would have been filling these jobs, and they're no longer interested in participating in the labor force.
All right, so Lydia, we want to know what this means for a recession, but first let's talk about interest rates. What do these numbers mean when it comes to interest rates as we go forward?
So, I think when the market is reading this as saying, okay, there's still this bright spot where people are, able to find jobs. Does that mean that basically the Fed can kind of willy-nilly raise rates if they want to? And if the labor market is strong, it seems like that is an issue they can focus on addressing, is just taming inflation. And now it's interesting. You have people kind of raising the question of recession is sort of defined as 2 quarters of the economy shrinking, but it's always coincided with people losing their jobs. And so now people are asking the question, if people are still holding onto their jobs, even if the economy is shrinking, can that even be defined as a recession?
Well, Lydia, we want to talk actually about gas prices now. So you'll recall yesterday you joined us here on Rush Hour. We talked about the fact that at that point, There were about 2,500 gas stations in 15 states across the U.S., mostly in the South, that had gas under $4 a gallon. Fast forward 24 hours, that number is now up to almost 6,000 stations selling gas for $4 or less. So are gas prices going down for good?
Well, I mean, it's very good news indeed. It's interesting, the study that we talked about yesterday by Gas Buddy, they were predicting that gas prices would continue to decline. And they were saying that was really a result of us potentially going into an economic slowdown. Their theory is that there are going to be less people wanting to buy gas. There's going to be less people looking to take a road trip or travel during the summer if the economy is entering a slowdown. And because of that decreased demand, we could be looking at cheaper gas prices. So if demand goes up and people decide all of a sudden they want to take a road trip, that could be changing. But yeah, if we are entering sort of a cool down period, which we seem to be, right? People are spending less money. The price of commodities is going down. You know, I think if that trend continues, we will see the price of gas, come down a little bit at least. No more $5, $6 gas at least.
All right, yeah, that certainly will make a lot of drivers happy. All right, Lydia Moynihan, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.